of paper, it looks like I did a scribble. That's exactly what I did. This is a warm-up exercise for art. Now, if you look at your scribble, everybody have a scribble in front of them?
Yeah.
Okay? All right. If you look at the scribble, is there a right side and an upside down?
No.
Okay, so let's turn my scribble. Is that right side up?
Yes.
You really think so? What about that one? Is that right side up?
No. Yes.
So basically what you're telling me is you can turn it any way you want, correct? He knows.
Yes.
Look at your scribble, and I want you to think carefully. It doesn't have to be something real. It can be something in fantasy, fake in other words. You could make it into a monster. You could make it into your little sister. You could make it into a house. You could make it into a wave with a surfboard. It doesn't matter. It does not have to look like anything realistic. You just have to have fun with it. So I'm looking at this right now, and to me, this looks like a duck. Do everybody see his beak right there?
It looks like a face. If you put it
Oh yeah, I see, yep, because that would be its mouth. Yes. So, just as a warm-up exercise, go ahead and flip your papers over if they're not already over, with your pencils, and go ahead and have fun and draw on it. Hi, nice to meet you. Okay. Yes. Okay. What we're doing is this is a warm-up exercise for art. If you look at this, you knew I drew this way, but that doesn't mean that the paper has to stay. I want you to slowly rotate it around and see if you notice anything. It might be a monster, it might be an animal, it might be waves, it might be stalactites that are hanging down. Is it stalactites that hang down or stalagmites? Do you remember? No? Okay. It might be things hanging down from the top of a cave, or maybe you're sitting underneath a tree and these are the branches that are hanging down. But you get to create anything you want out of it. And it doesn't have to look real. It just has to use your imagination. It is hard. You have to look at it, keep turning it around until you see something. And you can make it into whatever you want. We have lots of snakes in this room, which is okay, because that's a simple, basic shape that you guys all recognize. And then you can, like maybe next week you might see something else. Like maybe you see a snake with another snake. Or maybe you see a snake with an alligator. Or maybe you see a snake with a wall. Okay, if you're done with your warm-up exercise, would you politely raise your hand? Okay, we're gonna go ahead and start. So what I would ask, everybody put your name on your scribble. And if you get a chance, and you never take another art class with me as a teacher, once a week, have your mom or dad do a scribble on a piece of paper and make it into something. And save all those pieces of paper in order, like date them. And once you go through them, you'll start seeing that your style of drawing is changing. That you will start looking at things like, a lot of you have snakes. There's nothing wrong with having a snake. Some of you are really into the intricate patterns. I saw a lot of swirly, curly cues over there. You'll start noticing that you add more and more things to your work as you do a scribble, and it will actually help your brain exercise a little bit more on the right side, which is not where all this stuff is stored, but it's where all your creativity is living. Okay? All right. Now, I bet you're wondering what we're doing, aren't you? Okay, push your pieces of paper to the front, put your pencils down, eyes and ears. I have 4 helpers down here. Right now, they're acting as a bearskin rug, but they will be around to help you. Okay. We're doing something called pop art with a little bit of graffiti thrown into it today. Back in the 80s and 90s, there was an artist by the name of Keith Haring who started in New York City. And Keith Haring was a graffiti artist. We all know that painting things that don't belong to us is illegal, so don't get any ideas. He started taking his artwork and he started refining it to where he was working on large canvases and he was doing what looks like cookie cutter shapes. What he does is, what does a dog look like? Does a dog have 2 ears?
Yes.
Does a dog have a snout? Or even if it's a pug, it still has a snout, correct? It has 2 eyes?
Yes.
A mouth?
Yes.
Most of the time a tail?
Yes.
4 legs?
Yes.
A body?
Yes.
Some sort of neck?
Yes.
Okay? So the basic shape of a dog, he took it simple. So he would make it maybe boxy. So he'd go, okay, I have a snout, so maybe the snout looks like as if I took a less than or greater than sign. And that's the snout, okay? And then I know that he's gonna have ears, I can just use 2 triangles for ears. I know he has a body, so I'm just gonna make him have a rectangular body. I know he has a tail, so I'm gonna make a rectangular tail that might have a little crook in it. I know he has legs, so I'm gonna make rectangular legs that might have little crooks in it, so maybe it looks like they're moving. So he took everyday items and broke them down into everything that you learned in kindergarten. You learned circles, squares, ovals, rectangles, triangles, rhombus, everything. Basic shapes, and he made his work in basic shapes with basic colors. Let's see. What does that look like to you? Hey, Pat, why do you think they're people? Woo! Yeah, I know, it's temperamental. Okay. Okay, why do you think it's people? There's no faces, there's no eyes, there's no nose, there's no hair. They're bald. Okay, it's a general shape, isn't it? So it looks like a general shape for a person. Okay? What does that look like? People? Are these people standing still? Why do you think they're not standing still? What do you see? Why do you think they're moving? There's something in that picture that shows that they're moving. I want to know if anybody can see it. What is it?
The lines.
The lines, the black lines, okay? So if I were to take out the black lines in that picture, would it just look like somebody was standing there doing this?
Yeah.
It wouldn't look like they were doing anything. But because they have just 2 lines, some of them have 3, it looks like they have movement going.
And another part that because of the picture.
All right? What's that look like? People, animals, and what's up with the tippy top? Why does it remind you of babies? They're crawling. So basically they took something and they put it in a position that you would normally see them, and it looks like babies. What's that? Yes, sir. Being best friends. Pretty simple, isn't it? Hugging. Okay. What does that remind you of? A maze? I'm thinking something else. Might have elephants.
It looks like a tree. The zoo?
People. It's people, but I'm thinking the placement of them.
Elephants.
Well, now think bigger. What do you think? It looks like a tree. I'm thinking a certain place that this might be. What do you see? A zoo, maybe? What? There we go. Who said it? The circus. Doesn't it look like a bunch of acrobats piled on top of each
You're going to need to pay attention to the directions. Very carefully, okay? There is a stack of papers in front of you, and each paper has a purpose. Don't touch it. We're going to go through it piece by piece. If you're sitting next to maybe a kindergartner or a first grader who might need a little help, and my helpers are with somebody else, if you have time, I would love for you guys to partner up with somebody to help them if they need it. Shouldn't have a problem, but we're going to create some creatures. They're not, I wouldn't say creatures. We're going to create a dog. Or maybe we're going to do a mouse. And they move. And then we're going to do maybe a cat. So if you look in front of you, you have a piece of paper. It has 3 heads. So you get to pick whether you want to do a dog, a mouse, or a cat. And then it has the body parts. So we have a body, 2 arms, and the leg. Now, do you see how they all have a black dot on them?
Yes.
A black dot is where we're going to hole punch. We are going to hole punch on each of those black dots so that we can fit our things together so that they're movable. So the first thing we're going to do is everybody go ahead and take a gray sheet of paper.
Nope.
Do I need to put something?
No, I'm fine.
I could cut this part out. So.
You have to use your pleases and thank yous and your hands. Okay, hold on. Okay, in front of you there is a container that has scissors. Will the person who is sitting behind it politely grab it and pass out scissors to everybody? Hold on. And make sure you pass them out the right way. Thank you. Oh, you don't need that? Okay. That's all right. Here you go, my darling. And this little gentleman needs it. Okay. First thing you need to do is decide cat head, dog head, or mouse head. And go ahead and cut it out. Once you're done with that, go ahead and cut out all the body parts. Try to stay on the black lines. Do you need help?
I need those 2 tables.
But I bet you cut very well, don't you? Then go for it. Go for it. I'm sure that you can do this. Do you need help, sir, or are you all set? You ready to cut?
I ain't got to come, I just cut everything out.
You can go ahead and cut everything out on the black lines.
I'm not good at cutting.
Oh, I bet you are.
No, I'm not.
Try. What's the worst that can happen? You can try.
Cut out everything and I might cut somebody.
No, I think you'll be good. Is there anybody who needs assistance?
Yes, I do.
Yes? Right here?
Yes, I do.
You need some assistance?
Yes, I do.
All right.
For cutting this thing.
You want the cat head? I like that one too.
It's a very good choice.
Yes, it is. You had it right on the line too. Good job. And I will tell you, the secret to cutting when there's this many things on a piece of paper sometimes is to cut out around it and then trim it up. So that way you don't have to worry about aiming for your fingers with the scissors or possibly cutting something that you don't want to cut. So what I'm going to do is give you a cat head, and then I'm going to go
and take the rest of your parts out.
Here's a leg, another leg. Here's an arm, and you'll cut around black lines. And this way, you don't have to worry about cutting anything. How's that? Yep, just cut around the outside edges. There you go, sir. You got it. How we doing? Good. Excellent. No, you won't. Because you'll be very careful, won't you? Let me make a suggestion if you're having problems with some of the shapes. Because these shapes are pretty tight together, what I do is I separate them. In other words, cut them apart first, but not right on the edges, and then I trim off the edges. If that makes it easier for you. Don't worry about that. You only need one head though. Can you do one head and then do the rest of the body? Oh, you don't want them to like mouse set? Okay, where's yours? Where's your cat?
You good?
Got your arm. Your dog.
How are you?
Try to cut on the black area.
Okay. Yes. Well, maybe. But not for the evening. It's a school night. Let's see. Allie? Come over and sit with me. I need some help. Emily? Do you want some help putting things out, or are you okay? You want to help her? Come on in. Actually, you can come right here. Oh, okay. That's perfect.
Emmy,
I know it's tiny.
you're gonna cut head and then you're gonna go around the body. Okay, remember when you're cutting, cut out around this area. Sure. You good? Do you need help cutting? Are you okay? You pick one of these, no matter which one, and then you cut out all of these, and then when you finish, if you need any help,
You're still good?
we made a joke in class because Jameer kept dropping everything.
Sure. So, gathering all the stuff. Talk to me about it later. Okay, so what we said was if you have a started.
Give me one moment. So you're both doing cats? All right. If you're done with your cutting part, would you raise your hand, please? Don't do anything else yet. I know that Miss Jennifer is passing out the hole punches. Don't do it yet. I want to make sure it wasn't going to go straight through. All right. If you have a hole punch for Miss Jennifer and you are done, don't do anything yet. Don't do anything yet. And you are done cutting out. Where you see the dots on your characters is where you're going to punch one singular hole. Okay? Don't punch multiple ones or else your whole thing will fall apart. Okay? You ready? Go for it. No, not your nose. Okay. Do one piece at a time. Don't layer them on top of each other. Do them. It's much easier to do one piece at a time.
Okay.
You do all of the photos. Miss Jennifer, you need one right here in the corner. May I help you with these pieces so I can get you caught up? Cut around the outside edges where the black is. There's an extra sheet right up there. Thank you, Bailey. Done hole punching your animal. Could you raise your hand, please? Hold up for a few minutes because we got to get everybody else caught up with us, okay? You gotta look up here or else you won't know what you're doing. Okay? Everybody has theirs cut out, correct? Okay? Hopefully you should have punched where all the circles are. It's okay if you're still doing that. Now you have these funny little things sitting on your table. They're called brads. They're going to connect a leg to a body or an arm to a body. Now, it doesn't matter whether you put the arm on the front of the body or the back of the body. What matters is that your brad goes through. May I borrow yours, my darling? I'll get you another mouse head. Okay? What matters is that your brad goes through both holes. Okay?
Okay? So I just put the brad through there. Can everybody see that? Okay? And then you're going to open the brad, and these are big brads, but that's okay, in the back. So that way, look at the arm. It's attached. Okay? So that's how you're going to put them together. You need a mouse head too. Okay? All right?
You're like me, lost.
A mouse head for you. And it's okay if the brad shows through. It's fine. You need a hole puncher, Alicia? Is that the way you want your body? If that's the way you want it, that's the way you get it. It's okay. There is no right side up and upside down. If you want it to be that way, it's okay.
I put a leg on an arm. I put a leg on an arm. I'm not moving.
If you want, you can leave it that way. It's up to you.
Well, I don't really want to.
How's yours? Very nice.
She can't find her other leg.
You lost a leg.
Everybody take a look up here. Now, what you have on your tables should be your character, whether it's a cat, dog, or a mouse. You should have a pencil. You should still have a pair of scissors, because you're going to need scissors. And you should have in front of you, and don't touch yet, a stack of colored paper. All right. All right, everybody take a look up here. Look at these colors. Are they bright? We are going to take our characters, I know they belong to you over there, and we're going to trace, and you'll have to excuse this because this has been folded up many, many, many times. We're going to trace our characters on the colored paper. We're going to cut them out, and then we're going to glue them onto a large white piece of paper, and then we're going to put it on a black background. So that's one. This is another. You want to hold that up for me? Okay, and this is a third. Now I want you to look at these real quick. Can everybody see? What do you notice about the colors on these? Okay. Yes, sir. How many greens? Okay, so there's 2 greens on this one. There's 2 pinks on this one. There are 2 purpley blues on this one. And then there's 2 aquas on this one. So there's only one color on here that's repeated. And then the other 2 colors are new colors. That's what I want you guys to use as your ideas for how you're going to do them. Now, are the same colors next to each other in my pictures? No, we don't want them next to each other. We want them to vibrate. Okay, so this is what you're going to do next. Can I borrow your character? Yes, we do. Okay, you're gonna get a half a sheet of colored paper, and you're gonna pose your animal any way you want. And you're gonna trace it with your pencil. The only reason why I say with your pencil is because they are hinged. They're gonna wiggle a little, so you'll have to hold each piece as you trace it, okay? Does everybody understand? So you're gonna want 4 half pieces of paper, but you need 2 of them to be the same color. So pick what is your same color. Okay? These belong to you guys over here. Well, they can get it themselves. You only need a half a sheet. Do you guys, if you need only a half a sheet, fold it in half. Cut it on the line, or considering we're going to be cutting it anyways, you can rip it in half. Let's see. This is your cat. Put your finger in the middle.
I'm cutting this.
Okay, where is your pencil? Did it run away? May I borrow your pencil for a moment? Okay, put your finger in the middle. Okay, well then make it do a cartwheel. Okay, make sure you get all the body parts out. Yep, we gotta get the arms out. Like that. Oh. Well, wait a minute, the leg. Where'd the leg go? The leg went in the back. Hold on. Like that? Is that a cartwheel? That's a handstand, okay. We gotta make sure we keep the legs and arms on the page. So let's move that one like that. Is that okay? All right. So if we're gonna trace the hat, you put your finger in the middle of the hat, the head, excuse me, and we go around the outside like that. And then we're gonna move to the body. So we put our finger in the middle of the body. You wanna put your finger there for me? Okay. Then we'll go like this, and I'm gonna hold the arm. And right here's our body. Now I'm gonna hold the leg. Nope, it's okay. It's not bothering me one bit.
Mommy, do you trace them twice?
Well, no, you're gonna trace them 4 times total in different poses. Okay. Let's move your finger. All right, we gotta hold that arm. All right, around to there, down to here, and make sure we line up this cat head, because we got to get the rest of him. 1, 2, okay, watch your finger. Look at that! Okay? No, you don't have to connect it because we're going to cut it out anyways. All right, then you're going to pose him a different way and trace him again on another piece of paper. Oh, and you need your pencil. Thank you. We need a mouse head. Wow, mice are popular.
So let's use different positions. One is like having lots of
Got it for me, sweetheart? Well, I'm going to do it piece by piece. So you're going to trace the legs with your finger on
look how bad mine is. I guess
You need to trace one more of the odd color. If you've done all 4, yes. Yep, no. Okay. If you've already traced all 4, go ahead and cut them out. And make sure you don't trace that in the Sharpie yet. We're going to do that afterwards when we mount it. It'll be much easier for your brain.
yes, it will. Actually, pretty things are you know what why my dad spinach.
Got it? Is that yours?
This one's going to be
I like that one. Sort of looks like he's doing a...
Like it's funny. Because I'm like hip hop. I'm trying to make it like a
Trace all four. Now stop behind the helpers on the bells while you're tracing, okay? Trace all four. You told me you weren't going to tell you. You got to trace all four. You got it? I'll go and clean it. I like that.
putting in the you have inside the building she's hoping her.
We're not tracing it in the black marks. We're doing it in the pencil, okay?
Right now.
I'm stuck with boys all day. You're driving me.
Cutting out all four of your characters. You should only have 3 colors, so you should have a repeat of 1 color, and you should have 2 other colors. If you're done cutting out all 4 of your characters, please raise your hand. And it's okay if you're not. Okay? Now, I want everybody to stop for a minute and put your hands on top of your head. Stop whatever you're doing and put your hands on top of your head. Okay? This way I can be assured that you're not doing anything with your hands. Everybody put your hands on top of your head. Okay, you will have a white sheet of paper like this, and you will have your 4 characters. Your characters do not have to be up and down like they're standing. They can be rotated sideways, they can be upside down, as long as all 4 of your characters fit on the piece of paper. That's the only requirement for this project. Now, make sure they don't fall off the edges of the piece of the paper, and try not to put the same color next to each other, okay? So if you are already done with cutting out all 4 of your things, we can start playing around with where we're going to glue it. There's pencil marks on one side, and on the other side it's clean. Put the clean side up. That way you don't have to erase anything. So here you go. Right over here. We're going to find a black piece of paper, and we're going to put it under it, so that way we have a border because we're on a white table, aren't we? So, yep, perfect. Come here, sir. So, you could put one like this. You could have one flying through the... Doesn't he look like Superman? He does. And then maybe you have this one like this, but he's falling off the page, so maybe we have to rotate him. Turn him around. Remember how when we did our warm-up exercise with the sketch, how we turn things around? You can do that to this too, until you decide where you think they should be. Okay? And you can also trade colors too. Okay? So before you glue anything down, make sure you like the way it is.
These 2 are going to be fun.
Okay? Do you want the same colors next to each other though? Yeah. Okay, and look at your pencil lines. We can flip this over so that way we hide our pencil lines. Because we're going to trace it black out. What if we put him upside down? Okay, well if you don't want him upside down, that's okay. But what I want you to do is move them around. Maybe you have, if you're ready, go for it. Make sure you put the glue on the pencil side so we don't see the pencil. Okay? Well, you're falling off the page. We don't want to fall off the page. So we got to make some room to get them on. How's that? Well, some of mine are upside down. Some of mine are upside down. Some of them look like they're barking upside down. That's nice. I like that. Okay? Alan, make sure they glue. Put the glue on the pencil side so that way we don't see the pencil. Yeah, just try to erase it as best you can. Okay? All right, you got it? I heard somebody. Some of you have already glued down your characters. Wonderful. What you're going to do then is you're going to take the black marker, don't do anything yet, and you're going to trace around the shapes. Now, remember when we looked at one of the other pieces of work, they had movement lines? There is such a thing as too many movement lines. You only want to put between 3 to 5 additional lines on a character. In other words, let's see. Let me show you a good one. That one has just a few. It's not at every foot or hand. You want some bark lines or meow lines or squeak squeak lines, but you want to outline your shape. You're not going to fill anywhere in the middle. You're just outlining your shape, and then you're going to do movement lines on maybe where his head would move, his hands would move, or his feet would move. Okay? Everybody good? Go for it. Start tracing it, okay? I'm sorry. Put glue on the back of this right here, and then you're going to glue it so that it sits in the middle of the piece of paper, okay? You got it? All right, I'll help you one more. Yes, ma'am. Yes. On the black piece of paper. Yep. Just picking up the trash to make sure it gets in the trash. And then I'm collecting all the scissors of the kids who are done cutting. Well, I wouldn't even it's implied. Okay. You're done? Way too easy, didn't it?
There we go. Now. That's because I probably did.
Here. Okay, make sure you put your name on the back so you don't lose your fabulous artwork.